Hello all and welcome back to the set of CAD tutorials hosted by Ishir Wadhwa and Emanuele Borlandelli. Today we're gonna go into the animation setting of Fusion 360. This is gonna be the fourth episode of the software Fusion 360, and let's get right into it. In the animation section we can either do two things. We can either rotate and obviously move in the XYZ direction and rotate in the XYZ direction a component or a component of our assembly, or we can obviously destructurize or show how an assembly is assembled through an animation. So what we're gonna do, so to begin with, it's important to note that all your assembly components don't have to be bodies, but they have to be components, and and the animation will only work only if we have this rectangular shape here, meaning that it's a single component, not an actual assembly. And rather than that, we can start what we have to do today. So on the top, at the bottom here, we have our storyboard. So the storyboard is very important. I mean, because I'm just gonna rename it very quickly. Just gonna type it trial, and I'll leave it like this. And you can either have two types. You can have clean or start from the end of previous, which basically means that you add two animations together, which is not the case which isn't the case right now. The first thing we can do is change the view and record it. Say I bring it to 2 seconds. All of these are seconds, by the way. I can rotate my camera around, zoom in if I want, and I already created a view animation, which if I click play in it, we can see how this obviously how this works. So another very important factor that is obviously this is an example. I can also do it with the orbit. For instance, I'll bring it just to 4 seconds I meant, and I'll just click on an orbit to rotate it around a lot, and as soon as I leave the orbit, there we go, I created obviously my view. Now I can extend my view by simply clicking and extending it. I can also double click on it and begin the start to end. I'll just say 4 seconds and click OK. What I can also do is I can move it around and different stuff obviously. So then if I go and click back to it and click play, I see what happened. Obviously we can see that the rotation is very slow because we originally did it for 3 seconds and then extended it to like 4 seconds. So by extending the view, obviously our animation is going to be slower. A very important thing to note is that when we want to modify our view and we don't want to record it into the animation, we can do two things. We can either click on this section here and then obviously move around whatever we want of the view, or what we can also do is do Control R, or in this case I think I can even change it here, Control R to stop the view. In this case I won't, because it's a very useful function and that might be helpful. So obviously I'm just gonna delete this. So now let's move on to like more about the assembling. I'm just gonna zoom out a bit, and there we go. So say I want to do an disassemble of this assembly. What I'll do is I'll just click on my component, right and click onto E, manual explode. So in this case obviously I have the direction where I want my body to explode. Actually I'll first select the rear wing, and then click on E, and then I'll just select it to go upwards by, you obviously have a scale, you don't have units, by this a lot actually, the maximum. I'll do okay. So Oh, my bad. Remember that when you're in this section, nothing records. So I'll just have to do that again. Obviously, Control Z to bring that, to bring everything down. So, okay, I'll leave it just here, and then I'll click on E, and then the upward direction, and select this magnitude, and it's fine. Obviously, I extended only to 1 second, but as I said, I can extend it even to 5 seconds. And then, once I'm doing that, for instance, say here, I can also change my camera angle. So I can do this. And there it is. And you might notice that I have the final rear wing modification that is here. Then, what I'll also do is that from here, I'll also change the view again to the bottom, and then I'm gonna select the new component. The new component is gonna be the car body. Click on E, the shortcut E, and then I'm gonna, I selected the wrong vector, but what I'm just gonna do here is click E, click on the top one, and I don't want it to overpass the rear wing, so I'll just keep it like this scale, and click OK, and there it is. I can extend it. I'll just extend it. There's a gap here. I can also move it if I don't like the gap. Yeah, I'll just do that. And then finally, what I can do, that is a very important thing. Actually, I'll also change the camera angle a bit from 5. Say 7. And then I'll modify it like this. And there it is. And we're back here. Now what I can also do is by holding on Shift and clicking on this component and the rear both, so by selecting both, this is a complicated move, especially if what I can do in poor words is I can also hit on this thing and then click on where I'm not gonna see it. So what happens here is that I have my animation, and then here it my rear wing will obviously disappear. Why do I do this? I'll show this later. And then what I can also do, I can click on this and do the same for this one, for the car body, and we have still that it doesn't show. Now if we just want to recap, this is what our animation looks like. Obviously it's not the best, but this is just how it looks like. Now once we're left only with the wheels, I'll just click into a 10 and do a zoom in, a quick zoom in. See this here, a quick zoom in. Once I did the quick zoom in, I'm also actually bring it to 12. I'm also gonna move it, and what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna show you how you disassemble a component. So say I have I'm actually gonna do, one second, the outer part. Okay, say outer part of this one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select E, click on this axis, and then select how much I want it to move. Say for this much, and then click OK. Then I'll do the same. As we can see, it just appeared here. Then obviously what I can do is I can do it various times by simply clicking all of them and clicking onto E, then making them move all in one direction, which obviously isn't convenient for me in this case. What I'll just do is, for the time being, I did the first one, I'll just click onto the second one. Exactly, I'll just click onto the second one and select E, make it move in this direction, same scale, yeah, roughly here. Click OK. Then what I can do is, by holding shift, I'll click on shift and then outer part 2 and actually the remaining wheels in pull words. I can also click on the assembly if I had made an assembly. And what I'm just gonna do is, I'm finally gonna click E and click in this vector and about the same magnitude. Just click OK. So now if we recap everything, it should go something like this. Going up, thing we've made, we cancel the bodies, we shifted it, moved, this moved, and then the other two moved. Now we have one other function that is very important to bear in mind, that is the rotation one. So let's see, we have another design now, a component now. So what happens is, I'll move it to say 2 seconds. What I'm gonna do is right click onto the component, transform component, set the pivot. Obviously the pivot is the point of rotation, so I'm just gonna select, yeah, roughly here, and then I wanted to make 1800 degrees into the other direction. So this is gonna be obviously 5 full revolutions. Click on to OK. And since I constrained it, so I'll have to do it again. So again here, select the pivot. There is, I'll just do this much, and then put a few, like, I don't know, 180, 180. Click OK. And basically it should appear, but since I have obviously an internet issue at the moment, what basically happens is, you're making this sleeve in this moment, like you're making it rotate. That's what you're basically doing. So that's all for now. These are all the basic functions that I've illustrated. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you.